Okay guys, so you're working on presentation one, and this is something that we started off in school. It's part of the coursework that makes up component one, and it's really important that you try to get this done to the best of your ability as soon as you can, so that we can pick up in September and go from there. You know from the instructions I initially gave with this task that it's a building block task. So regardless of your target, everybody must start with the past tasks. You can't actually get the distinction if you've not done these initial tasks first. So if your target was a merit, you'd do all of these, then once completed, you'd move on, and so on if you were distinction. If your target is a pass or even a merit and you complete those and think, actually, I'd like to work at a higher level, that's brilliant, and I would advise you to do that, and just let me know if you need any help. So if you remember, this task was about using the knowledge we'd gained from September to December about lots of different styles of theatre. So we'd looked at everything from melodrama to verbatim, epic theatre and naturalism, and lots more. You need to pick for this task 3 different locations or venues. Now you'll see here that I have given examples, and you can use those if you would like to, or you can pick 3 of your own. You then need to pick an appropriate style that would work in this setting. So if you look at my example here, you can see that I put a nice little picture there of a nightclub, because that's the one I chose to do. And obviously you wouldn't put example, but you would put nightclub or whatever the location was. And the first thing you would do is pick a performance style. Now, a nightclub is quite a dark, eerie place in some senses. It can be quite loud. They've got access to the use of lighting and sound. So an appropriate style for this place would be theatre of cruelty. Okay? So I've put my style and I've given a reason as to why I've chosen that as well. Then you need to think about the theme of your piece. So I've said I'm going to do it in a nightclub. I've said I'm going to use theatre of cruelty. So what kind of theme would be appropriate for this? So again, you don't have to use the structure, but you can use it if you like. I've put my theme in there, I've given an example, and I've added a bit more description for the higher level as well. Then decide on the target audience. So who would be the best people, the most appropriate people in order to view this? And finally, for the past tasks, explain how your piece would affect the audience. So remember, it's that creative intention. What's the purpose or aim of your piece? Why do you want to do this? What do you want the audience to maybe think about, feel, or understand? If you were working on the past tasks, you would create a version of this slide for 3 different locations, and that would be done. You could then submit it via Teams or email it to me. If your target level is a merit, or if indeed you want to work to a higher level, being the merit, you then work through the next series of questions. So you'll see here that the next few questions are simply about going back to your first 3 slides and making sure you've got the right amount of detail. So if it's a pass level, we're looking at an explanation or an example. To get a merit, and you'll see here, the key is to put why. Why have you made those decisions? Why was that an important thing to do? Then further along, you get to see the next set of slides. If you are working towards a merit, you need to have 3 versions of this slide, each for a different location, and 3 versions of this slide. For this slide, you're going to go back to each one of the locations. So mine's a nightclub, and I'm going to go back. I'm going to put my picture in here, and then I'm going to complete each of the 4 boxes. You'll see here, the questions are laid out, but they're also on the example. You could just copy and paste the whole slide by right-clicking, copy, and then click underneath, and a paste option, and it will bring up the same format. It's a nice, easy way of creating the structure without taking too much time. In your orange box, you're going to write what the venue is, what it's used for, what is its purpose. So for a nightclub, I might put something along the lines of, this is a nightclub usually used for the purpose of late night dancing and parties. Okay? Then performance types. So what other performances are held in this venue? And that might not necessarily, for some of your venues, be a performance, but it might be an event. So for a nightclub, I might put things like birthday parties, anniversary events, murder mystery nights, all different things that this venue, this location could be used for. In your yellow box, you're then going to think about job roles and responsibilities. So, if I was to perform this performance at this venue, who would I need to help me and why? So would I need a manager to open up and lock up for me? If I was serving alcoholic drinks, would I need a member of door staff to make sure that nothing got out of hand? Somebody on security? Would I need a lighting and sound technician from the venue to help me in terms of creating my performance? And so on. The more examples, the better. My performance strengths in this area, okay? So if you just remember to link back, it all links to this slide. So if you as a person, as an actor or actress, were going to perform a piece of theatre of cruelty about child exploitation with a target audience of students from 12 becoming to young adults with this intention, what do you think your strength would be? How would you help to create that effective piece? Once you've done that, then finally you go on to the level 2 distinction tasks if that was your target or if that is a grade that you were hoping to aim for. You'd then go back and similarly to you did with the past tasks, it's about adding a bit more detail to the merit tasks. So explaining why, thinking about the audience. And then once that is complete, you should have 3 versions of this slide, 3 versions of this slide about 3 different locations or venues. Then you can either upload it to Teams or you can email it to me directly. I'll get it marked, send you some feedback and set you the next task. Let me know if you need any help.